Trump's tariff retaliation. 90-day pause granted. China excluded. President Donald Trump has announced a 90-day suspension of reciprocal tariffs for all nations, with the notable exception of China. The stock market reacted with a surge following the announcement, despite the continued imposition of a universal 10% tariff on the majority of imported goods. This decision marks a significant departure from his prior stance advocating for historically high tariffs. However, the substantial tariffs levied on China remain in effect and have even escalated to 125% from the previous 104% following Beijing's declaration of additional retaliatory tariff measures against the United States. Economic analysts have voiced concerns that this maneuver may merely postpone, rather than prevent, the looming threat of an economic downturn. Meanwhile, China has declared its intention to fight to the end, accusing the US of escalating trade tensions. Certain officials within the Trump administration suggest that this temporary suspension was a premeditated strategic move aimed at creating leverage for future trade negotiations. Vietnam is among the nations that had been subjected to elevated retaliatory tariffs, reaching as high as 46%, which took effect on April 9th. However, subsequent to the tariff pause announcement, this rate has been reduced to 10% for a 90-day period. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has alluded to ongoing discussions with numerous countries in the region, including Vietnam, Japan, South Korea, and India. This indicates a U.S. pursuit of establishing new trade agreements with partners, potentially reshaping the regional trade landscape and impacting Vietnam. The ongoing trade negotiations between Vietnam and the United States are poised to define the future trajectory of their bilateral commercial relationship. The outcomes of these discussions will determine whether Vietnam will benefit from trade preferences or face potential tariff barriers.